Hello, church. So here's our devotional for Monday, December 29th, as we continue with our Psalms. We are actually in the second part of Psalm 136. And then, because I'm going to be heading to North Carolina for a week of vacation, so we're going to do through New Year's Eve on December 31st. We'll take a little break, and then we'll be coming back with Psalm 139. I'll also preface, you are going to be seeing this outfit for the next three videos. Do not be worried about my personal hygiene or health. I'm just recording in advance. So here's our second part of 136. If it's been a couple days since you listened to it, this is where we are having this repetition on God's steadfast love, God's hesed, in the midst of all these lines, remembering the history of Israel. We're going to get a neat turn in it, which very much impacts us today as a part of that, and some good stuff from James Mays to share with you. So we begin with verse 16, if you're using one that's actually doing numbers. Who led his people through the wilderness, for his steadfast love endures forever. Who struck down great kings, for his steadfast love endures forever, and killed famous kings, for his steadfast love endures forever. Sihon, king of the Amorites, for his steadfast love endures forever, and Og, king of Bashan, for his steadfast love endures forever, and gave their land as a heritage, for his steadfast love endures forever, a heritage to his servant Israel, for his steadfast love endures forever. It is he who remembered us in our low estate, for his steadfast love endures forever, and rescued us from our foes, for his steadfast love endures forever, who gives food to all flesh, for his steadfast love endures forever. Oh, give thanks to the God of heaven, for his steadfast love endures forever. A little James Mays for you. Oops, I got to turn back. Excuse me for a moment. The distinctive section that concludes the recitation of Psalm 136 extends its telling beyond the classic sequence of creation and salvation story, but its two items parallel them in reverse. Verses 23 to 24 continue Israel's story, and here the congregation who say the psalm refer to themselves for the first time. The record of the Lord's steadfast love extends into their life and our lives. They testify that the Lord remembered them when they were down and out and rescued them from their foes. These items appear to be the voice of the post-exilic, that's after the exile community, confessing that they are the beneficiaries of the Lord's hesed, steadfast love, in their time. The classical story is always being brought up to date by the congregation. The church of the New Testament will add its own testimony to the work of God's steadfast love. His steadfast love is indeed everlasting. That brings the story down to every meal and makes the recitation of the Lord's mighty works a preface to every blessing said over the food we eat. It becomes apparent here why our Lord taught us to pray for the coming of the reign of God and the gift of daily bread in one short prayer. They are both part of the continuum of God's mighty works. All of history and each day of living are contained in the story of the Lord's steadfast love. Dang, that man can write. And here's our conclusion to Psalm 136 from the Message. The God who marched his people through the desert, his love never quits. Smashed huge kingdoms right and left, his love never quits. Struck down the famous kings, his love never quits. Struck Sihon, the Amorite king, his love never quits. Struck Og, the Bashanite king, his love never quits. Then distributed their land as booty. His love never quits. Handed the land over to Israel. His love never quits. God remembered us when we were down. His love never quits. Rescued us from the trampling boot. His love never quits. Takes care of everyone in time and need. His love never quits. Thank God who did it all. His love never quits. And may God continue to do it all in our lives as well. Blessings. We will be back with you tomorrow for Psalm 137, a really neat psalm, and we'll get into some stuff with that. And you might actually have to put up with a little bit of my singing. All right. We'll see you later. Have a good one.